Welcome, my beautiful souls. I'm so excited to be here with you today. I am just off a workshop that I did in person locally called Seed to Bloom. And it was all about bringing out your unique gifts to the world. So I am still riding high on all of the connection that was made, the light bulb moments that were had, and just the great vibes of the location and a group of women being together. So I thought that I would continue the vibe into the podcast this week and make it about unique gifts and ours and why we have them, how we find out what they are, and how to bring them out into the world and why it's so important right now. So let's get started with that. I don't know that many of us think about our unique gifts and what they are on a regular basis. And I think it is time we should. I know it's time we should actually. I believe that we are all here on this planet at this moment in time for reasons. And I think for each one of us, there are unique reasons. And I believe there's more than one. And I think that part of it is for us to connect and be together and make the impact that we so long to make on our world. Some of you might not even be aware of what that is yet, because I believe also that it comes up at the right time in your life. And sometimes we just stay over busy and just over connected and all of the things that keep us distracted from actually leaning into what those gifts are and bringing them out to play, as I like to say. So I know that there is a lot going on in the world right now, especially here in the US, and the ripple effects of what's going on here rolling out around the world. And some days it's just hard to even look at the news or whatever pops up on the socials without just getting that feeling of dread. And trust me, I know exactly how that feels. And I have the same challenges myself. But that's another podcast episode. So for today, I think the relation between the time we're living in now and bringing our unique gifts out to play is a big one, because right now we need all of us to show up exactly as who we are. And that means our most genuine, our most authentic selves. I know that authentic lately has been kind of an overused word and not necessarily in a good way. However, I still believe that that's the word, that's the way to identify the deepest part of ourselves. It's really our soul level selves. And if we don't lean into that, then number one, we can't get to our unique gifts in the world. Number two, we can't really make the impact that we want. Number three, we can't show up in the world living into those unique gifts. And number four, you're missing out on a lot, and we're missing out on a lot as a collective if we don't lean into them. So, unique gifts, again, each one of us have unique gifts. Some of us have 10, some of us have 12. That's not important. Some of us have one. It doesn't matter. And the key point is to learn about them if you don't already know what they are. And I challenge women to look at it differently and look at it not necessarily from the same ways that we always look at what we're good at and what our gifts are and all of those things. I challenge women to take a step back and really look at it through unique lenses and look at it through the lens of the holistic and complete person and women that we are in this lifetime. And what that looks like is, first and foremost, not using your work as an identifying factor and the skills you have in your work as identifying factors for your entire list of unique skills and gifts, because that is one part of us. And it is the easy kind of fallback go to list of gifts and talents, if you will. I like to really take some time and work with some activities and exercises and conversations and really push a little and find out, like, what is it that you love to do that you're good at, that you have this drive for, that you, number one, might not even have noticed yet. Number two, certainly have not lived into or taken out to play. So I ask you to think about things in your life, activities that you do in your life, committees that you're on, ways that you serve in the community, or just the way you are in your life. For example, what are some of the things that just bring you joy for no apparent reason or for no goal or check off the list of things? So, do you love to be out in nature? Do you love to walk in the forest? Do you love to be in the coastal area and sit in the sand? Do you love to get your hands dirty and plant and weed and grow things, whether it's food, whether it's flowers, whether it's trees, bushes, roses? So many things and so many gifts are right there in those areas, right? So a gift would be em- embracing freedom, outdoors, nature, growing things, looking at beauty, appreciating beauty, sharing beauty with the things that you might grow. There are a lot of different elements just in that one category. So I encourage you to look at things like that in your life. So that is one that's outside of work. Another one might be, what do you do in your home? Do you love to decorate your home? Do you love to collect things? Do you collect crystals? Do you collect books? Do you collect keepsakes, apothecary jars? Do you like to make your own tinctures for health, or do you like to make your own herbs dried and fresh? Things like that. Like, what are things that you just do in your life that you don't really think about the potential to be a unique gift? Because I can guarantee you that you probably do it differently. And even if you don't, it's your gift and something that you live into, even when you're not necessarily thinking about it. Also, another area to look at would be, how do you spend your free time? Do you spend your time, for example, are you a member of a service club? Are you a volunteer in your child's classroom? Are you a leader in your church congregation or other social group? Do you participate? Do you lead? Do you create fundraisers and lead teams to make those successes? Do you create the documentation, if you will, the marketing materials? Do you do the social media for those events? There are so many elements when you look at the area of service, because there are so many ways to be of service. And then within that being of service category, so many elements to being of service. What are the ones that you love to do? What are the things that come natural to you? Not necessarily attached to what you do for work. These are things that just bring you joy. You love to show up at an event for whatever purpose the event might be and make it look beautiful. You bring in your A game to set the tables, to decorate, to make sure that all of the flatware and the plates and the glassware is beautiful and matching and in support of this particular event. That is a very, very precious and unique gift that you bring to that event, because your energy and your commitment to serving meld together and just create this environment of connection and beauty, and people feel it when they come to the events like this. If you are a soccer mom or a theater mom or a band mom, how do you serve in those areas? You bring snacks, you make sure that all of the kids on the team have what they need. All the kids in the theater or band have what they need. You cheer them on. You gather other parents and other folks to help come and cheer the kiddos on. Again, so many different ways that you can bring your unique gifts to that realm as well. So, when you think about it, I would ask you to step back. I've given you a few examples, and there are a ton more, but those are just a few. And look at what the through lines are. Okay. So I love to organize. I love to create the plan. I love to check things off the list to make sure things get done. So there is a hint on what a gift that you have that might be something that you can bring to the world in a different way. That say that you just love to garden and create beauty. So you garden and you create beauty and you grow food. So you are a part of a community then that provides, I'm guessing, flowers to your neighbors and family and friends. You trade vegetables or you gift vegetables in a nice little basket, or you swap vegetables so that everybody gets their fair share of whatever is going on in the gardening crowd of your friends and family. So I really encourage you to look at the through lines there, right? What are they? They're creating beauty, they're sharing beauty, they're getting your hands in the earth, they're being outside. So, what ways could those gifts be shared? And what are those gifts really when you dive deep down into them? Being connected to yourself, being connected to nature and Mother Earth, being connected to others in the way that you share and give and exchange, and wanting to make things beautiful and wanting to grow and share beautiful, fresh vegetables. Again, there are through lines running through all of these. There are through lines running in between them if you do multiple things. And so I when I work with women, I have ways that we work together to try and tease each of these out, or at least in categories, so that we can help create a picture, a vision of what these gifts are, and then take it to the next level. And how are you currently bringing them out to play in your life? And how could you, at a deeper level, bring them out to play? Now, how does this translate? People always ask, how does this translate back into my work? If work is what I love to do, how does this translate back into my business? If this is what I love to do, because these unique gifts are often overlapping, and you're likely to be implementing or using them in your business and at work already. It's just finding those that are being used and how you're using them and looking at them to say, hey, is this making the impact that I want? Could I change this a little? Could I tweak it? Could I do more of it? Could I do less of it? Can I make it bigger and make it more out there? Is there a way that I am overlooking a gift? Like this gift that I have in my community service orientation, or my garden, or my love for adventure and being outside. Am I leaving something on the table there that I could be building into my business? Even if it's as simple as using, for example, flowers that you're growing in your garden in your office, right? Like I have some flowers that grow in my backyard right over here in my office that I look at and just make me smile, because it connects to beauty, because it connects to outdoors, it connects to something that I'm growing myself, and it inspires me to stand up, show up, and serve others from that deep place in me that knows that this is what I'm here to do. And I bet you that you have similar gifts within yourself, similar gifts that link to other gifts in your area of life. And let's talk about that in terms of, how do we do the reverse then? If we have these skills in our businesses and in our jobs, how do we convert them the other way to try and bring ourselves out, making the impact that we want, using our gifts to come out to play and show up in the world? If you are an entrepreneur, you have to have a lot of gifts to make that work. And you got to learn things, even if they're not your natural gifts, to make it work, because it is not for the faint of heart. It is joyful and freeing, and it's hard work, and it causes you to learn a lot about yourself, and it causes you to have the privilege to learn about yourself, because you learn by trial and error. You have your friends, you have your entrepreneurial networking groups, that women that support you, which are, invaluable. You can't live without those. And it's all about how you're learning and growing as a person too. So taking those lessons and those gifts out into your other elements of life are, again, something that we can do to expand our impact and to have more fun bringing out these gifts to play in the world. So if you are a natural organizer and you are a natural leader and you're doing it in your business or in your job, it's something that naturally transitions into your community service work. You can lead projects, you can be the president, vice president, treasurer, secretary on a board or in a committee, in a community service group, and lead others towards the mission of those groups and guide them and give them support because that's a natural gift if that's something that you want to do. I'm just throwing out examples for you to really think about ways that you could do this because it is, and I've said this before and I'm going to keep saying it. It right now, living on this planet Earth, it is critical for us to show up as who we really are, our authentic selves, and lean into that and really be self aware in ways that we are serving, we could be serving, and we'd like to serve. And that goes for all of those things to ourselves and to others, because we have to start with ourselves, number one, because if we start from an empty cup, if you will, you know how the saying goes, if we start from that empty cup, we don't have enough to give and we end up burning out or getting sick. So it's really important to start with ourselves first and keep that cup full and then sharing with others because we're then a role model. We're a leader in whatever ways that we show up in the community, the ways that we show up in our world. And that is also important because we need role models. We need people to be living into their gifts because it brings you joy, it brings others joy, and it elevates the vibration and energy and consciousness of this world, which is what we need right now. We need to show up with open hearts, with open minds, open to possibilities of growth, expansion, and impact that we never thought of in the past because we didn't need to. Now we need to. And we are here for this, literally. We were made for this, I believe. And the gifts that we have inside are no coincidence. And how we show up in the world using those gifts is how we make that impact. It's how we live our end of the bargain, if you will. And more people, more and more women in particular, are sensing this. They're feeling like something's just a little off. There's something more, but can't really put their finger on it oftentimes. A little niggling of like, there's something just a little off. There's something that needs to come out of me or that I need to do or that I need to receive to settle this niggling. And there are people that are waiting for that, whatever that is, whatever gifts that we have to bring out to play, others are waiting for it in whatever forum you do that in, whether it's in your community, in your child's classroom, in your child's activities, whether it's in your church or your community service group, or in your job or in your business, or anywhere you go, anytime you see another human because your energy shares your message. That smile on your face shares your message. It shares your energy. And I know I've said this in other podcasts too, but it's something that I so believe in because I've seen over and over again the impact of one smile. And we think that it is something that everybody just does, and it's not. And anyway, I think that it's time. I know that it's time for each one of us to step it up, to step into the most unique gifts that we have fully and completely and bring those babies out to play. We can play together, we can play with the world, and we show up as our true selves. Because that, my friends, that, my beautiful souls, is why we're here. That's why you stumbled across this podcast today. It's why you follow me on social media. It's time. It's time that we connect and we make this happen. So I'm giving another offer today. I'm putting another offer out there because I really would love to spend some time chatting with you about it one-on-one. So if you are interested in a free session about just chatting through your gifts, send me a DM on Instagram at Lead Loving Life or an email at Leah at Lead Loving Life. This will be down in the show notes as well. And just send the word gifts, 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 because then I'll know you're ready to talk about your unique gifts. All right, loves, it's been fabulous to be with you. And I look forward to talking to many of you on our special call for free. Take good care and make it the best week you can.